The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Monday morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Let's go, baby. It's Monday. Time to rise and grind. Get up, get after it, get into it. Let's see what we got going on today, man. What a day, man. It's Monday. It is what it is, right? It's Monday. We're up, we're after it, we're in it, we're doing our thing. A lot of good news going on, man. A lot of good news going on. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get after it. And see a lot of people rolling in this Monday. What's up, Selmo? What's up, my man Selmo? How are you? Good morning, good morning. Good morning to my man Elmo. Good morning to my man Junior. How are you? How are you guys doing on this Monday? It's going to be a good day, man. It's going to be a good day. I have a feeling. A lot of good news. Ken, what's going on, man? Good morning. Good early afternoon to you over there in the UK. Appreciate you. You guys, do me a favor, man. Hit that like button. Hit that share button as you guys roll on in here today. BTC's up. Up, man. It's we had some good news yesterday. And we closed inside of that tunnel, which is a good thing, man. It was a little sketchy at the beginning of the week, but we definitely BTC showed some strength coming out of that week. You know, the end of weekly candle where we ended it, man, is definitely a good day. Junior, man, good morning to you, my brother Scottish. What's up, man? How are you, brother? See you creeping up in here. Everybody, let's see here. XRP's the one. How are you, brother? How are you? How are you, man? How are you doing? XRP's the one over there doing his thing. Get up. Let's go. Let's get this. I think we might be on to something here, man. I think we might be on to something with this market, and we'll get into it. There's some, I think there's some good stuff coming. 2,000 checks, 2,000 checks incoming. We'll see, man. We'll see. There's talks about possibly sending the insurance subsidies to the actual people, which is not a bad idea, man. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. I mean, they got to buy health insurance with it, but what the hell, man? Why are we sending all that money to the insurance companies, man? Junior, how's your project going with the legend, man? How's that going over there, man? I hope you're doing well. XRP is up. XRP is on a run today. XRP is definitely on a run today. It's definitely showing some strength. I got some XRP news. I think XRP is ready to run. There's some catalysts for XRP where I think it'll run. I sold the quiet. You said the quiet part out loud. Yeah, sometimes that's how it happens, man. You grinding it out. Good, man. Let's go ahead, man. Let's get in. Let's get in. Let's get in. Let's get in. Let's get right after it. Let's get right after it. Everybody, man. Everybody, give a like and give a share to the stream. And if you're over there on TikTok, man, go ahead and just keep tapping that screen, man. TikTok likes that. Just keep tapping that screen. We're gonna go ahead and get into what's actually going on out here in these markets, like we like to do. The Asian market, we're going to look at the macro first. The Asian market definitely is trading well. It traded well last night, closed pretty well. Over there where Ken's at right now, pumping the markets for me, baby, pumping the markets. He took all his profits out on Friday, but he's definitely pumping them today for me. And appreciate you, Ken, for doing that. And makes me look good. Makes me look good in the morning over there pumping the markets. Got the pre-markets here in the United States. They're all in green, looking absolutely phenomenal this morning. Why are we looking so good though, right? That's the key, right? Why are we looking so good? The government shutdown. We're in step 1 and step 3 of finally getting this thing Don't mention it. No problem, Ken, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, brother. We're in step 1 and step 3 of getting this thing taken care of and getting this thing over with. Looks like they passed what is the first negotiating tool here. And it's got to go to the Senate. It's got to go back to the full Senate, full House for some confirmation. But hey, we're further along today than we were 2 days ago, and I guess that is the that's the point here, right? Is can we continue to make progress on this government shutdown and get this thing over with and get some sort of deal on the table? I mean, when we look at it, is the deal going to be good for everybody? Probably not. That's what negotiation is all about, man. And when you negotiate and you got bills and you have to negotiate the bills and all that stuff, you try to get most of what you want, and you got to give up something. And I think both sides are to the point now where they know they got to give up a little something. Air travel is starting to suffer. The economy is starting to suffer a little bit. You see these food lines out here. People, I mean, it kind of broke my heart a little bit. This weekend, I don't really pay too much attention to the news. But I guess I was watching it a little bit. I seen some military vets, some people in military uniforms. Actually, they're probably active duty, standing in food lines, and that's not what you want to see. That's not a good look. That's not a good look for the country at all. Some people will say it's true. Some people will say it's a ploy. Whether it's true, whether it's a ploy, completely irrelevant. Just not a good look for the country, and gotta do better. Gotta do better, and hopefully that makes this shutdown go away. And whether or not it's good for everybody. I mean, you're never going to get a deal that's going to suit everybody. You try to do the best you can in these negotiations and keep it moving. And it is what it is. People are going to whine and cry either way. But I'm not against sending these subsidy checks to the people and letting them go ahead and pick their own health insurance and pay for it on the open market if they could. I think listen, let's just be honest. Health insurance companies' profits are at an all-time high right now, based off of these subsidies. So somebody's getting rich off of these things, and it ain't us. So maybe we can do it a little bit better. I don't have the answer, but where we were isn't the answer either. So is every American getting too? I don't know, Ken. That's still up in the air, or whether or not they're going to give out a stimmy package. What we do know is that they're going to turn the printers on. At some point in December, quantitative easing, they're going to turn the printers on. You go back and forth on whether that's a good thing or not. $39 trillion in debt, and you're about to turn the printers back on. Yeah, yeah. I mean, given where everybody is in the country right now, is it good? Eh, for them, yeah. Long term, no. Uh, but I think maybe again with the negotiation, that's up and down, right? Michael, how are you? Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Uh, so we'll see. Eh, Not cool. Yeah, I mean, I look at this thing like we're in such of a mess right now. We've got to we got to we got to get our. You're never going to fix the mess in one bill, and you're never going to fix the mess in one administration. So you got to do better. And it is what it is. Why would it be a? Why would it be if they're not getting? Well, yeah, they're not getting paid, and it's bad to see. You don't want your military. You don't want your military. You don't want the people actively serving in the military out there on food lines. We got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. But sometimes the news plays things up. You know what I mean? They play them up, and they'll take the worst of the worst situations, and that's what they'll report on in the news. And but I don't know. Is it a play or is it not? I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we won't see. Hopefully just take care of the situation, right? Nobody should have to go to work and not get paid. I don't care where you are or what you're doing. My thought is nobody should have to go to work and get paid. And if you go to work and you're putting in that 40 or that 10 or that 50 or that 60, you should get paid for it. Regardless of whether the government's open or whether the government shut down, completely irrelevant. If you're showing up every day, you should get paid. So that's kind of where we are with that. And what else we got going on over here? I mean, if you're working 40 hours a week, you shouldn't be standing in a food line. You know what I mean? You should have paycheck. You should have paycheck. Uh, how we doing over here on TikTok, man? How is everybody, man? Tap that like screen. Tap, 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 tap. Let's go. Tap. You guys better share this stream out. I can see who's sharing this thing out and who's not, man. And you better give it a like and you better give it a share. What we got going on over here in the markets, right? You got Nvidia 188, not doing too bad. Palantir, they're going to report here pretty soon. I think it might be even today, sitting at 177. I expect a bump up in Palantir. Here's something you guys got to watch right here. China suspends some of its crucial minerals exports to the United States. This is the next one right here. This is the next one that we gotta pay attention to. Once we get this mess shut down here at home, we got to deal with the China situation. Got to deal with that China situation because it's always going to be something that's lingering over our heads until we get it taken care of. And however that situation shakes out is just however it shakes out. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters, but let's just get it behind us so we can move on and we can get this thing priced in. Whether we're tariffing them at 50%, 5%, 10%, whatever it is, just get it done. Just get it done. We got to move on. You guys, these markets, none of these markets, the stock market, the crypto market, they're not going to be going way up if we have all of this stuff lingering out here in front of us. So got to get this thing going on, man. So you got to get the best deal you can and move on. And like I said, it's not going to suit everybody's needs. It's not going to make everybody happy. Whatever deal you put on the table is not going to make everybody happy. So just go ahead and make the best deal you can. Get yourself out of the jam and keep it moving. Keep it moving. Our government has no problem sending sending billions. I agree. Our government has no problem sending billions overseas and doing all that stuff, and taking care of people over there and doing what they got to do. But you got to deal with the situation that's at hand. You got to deal with the situation that's in front of your face. And that's kind of where I am with this whole government right now. Is whatever happened in the past. We did what we did. We sent money wherever we sent money. We're so smart that we put ourselves $39 trillion in debt. But now it's just time to move on. It's time to fix the situations that we got ourselves in, because it's only hurting the American people. We're not going to get the billions that we sent overseas. We're not going to get them back. So you got to kind of just wrap that up and take that as a L and just keep it moving. That's the only thing you can do. It's the only thing you can do. DG, we got plenty. We got plenty of minerals of minerals over there at the AU. Hey, be careful when you say that. XRP's the one. The United States might be coming over there to get them. That's the last thing you want, probably, is the United States government inside of your country taking your shit. So let's go ahead. Let's look at the crypto market. Let's see where we're at. Got a Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 29 right now. Got altcoin season sitting at 34 out of 100. Definitely on the move to the upside. Got the cryptocurrency market cap sitting at $3.58 trillion right now. Leveled off a little bit last night, but definitely on its way to the upside. Got to get above that $4 trillion market cap. That's the key. That's where we got to go. That's where we got to get to, above that 4 trillion. ETF inflows and outflows completely irrelevant on a Monday morning because the stock market's closed over the weekend. But you got the Bitcoin dominance sitting at 59.1%, coming down just a little. This is what you want to see. But you see the Ethereum dominance ticking up to 12.2%. On Friday, we were all the way down to under 11%, right around 11.8%. So definitely ticking up. Heat, what's going on, baby? What's going on? Good morning, man. Good morning. How are you? Heat? So yeah, the Ethereum dominance is ticking up. This is exactly what you want to see. This thing's sitting here right around 12.2%. Let's get this thing up to 14%. That's when you'll actually get an altcoin season. You see the longs and shorts sitting over here waiting to be liquidated, starting to go down a little bit, sitting at $880.74 billion. So the market makers are out here doing their job. They're out here, slowly liquidating people. And this is what you want to see. You want to see the slow liquidations. You don't want to see that big, huge liquidation levels that we saw before. You look at the Binance liquidation chart right now. We're looking right around 105. At 105.1 is probably where a lot of people are putting their longs in right now. So we'll come up and grab them. There's a lot there. I mean, we're already up there. We've already grabbed them a little bit here. So 107,300. There's a lot of long liquidation sitting up there. So we might come up there and grab them liquidations real quick at 107. I think that's where you can kind of see the market makers pushing this thing right now. It's a great thing for Bitcoin, phenomenal thing for Bitcoin right now. So, can kind of see us getting up to that level right there. XRP surges 11% on the back of the ETF filings as new funds seem to trigger a 5 billion bonanza. I agree. I've said this for a long time. XRP is going to run when they get their spot ETFs out there. Said that for a while. It looks like they might be starting to come out. I think that's going to be good for XRP. That's where XRP needs to be. They need that spot ETF. they need a new influx of cash, right? And that spot ETF is kind of where it's at. You guys over there on TikTok, keep tapping that screen. Y'all keep tapping that screen. We're here. Keep tapping that screen over there on X and YouTube. I can see you guys. I can see you guys. You guys better be sharing this stream out, man, liking it and sharing this thing out because I can see you. So, yeah, I mean, XRP's got some great news here. As the government starts to open a little bit more, I think you're going to start to see these XRP ETFs start to roll out, along with even some more of Solana ETFs, which I think is going to really move Solana as well. So, you know, that's what they needed. That's what XRP needs. XRP needs that influx of the ETF volume, and I think that they're going to get it. You know, they're going to get it. You know, obviously, why is the cryptocurrency market going up? Well, it's simple. Bitcoin closed above 100K. So you come over here to Bitcoin. This blue outline right here is really the monthly channel that we've been following all the way up through. There was a danger right here. This is a 4-hour chart. This is where I was telling you guys to pay attention and watch out because this thing was in danger sitting down here at 97, 98, 99,000 right up in here. And if we fall out of the channel, we got a problem, right? But Bitcoin picked up, rallied up really nice, came back up to 106, stayed inside of this channel. And as long as we're inside of this blue shaded area right here, we're still in a bull market. When we come out of this blue shaded area, we have a problem. But we're in here right now. So now we're looking for that next weekly close. Big one's going to be the monthly close. But as long as we continue to close, continue these weekly closes inside the blue channel, the monthly won't be a problem. We'll get it. Yeah, I think you guys will. XRP, the one I think you guys will. I think you got to temper your expectations down a little bit for XRP, though. I know some people are out here saying $50, $100, $1,000. You know, $7 to $10 is a reasonable move in this run for XRP. That's a reasonable gain right there. You know, and call me conservative, call me what you want. But that's pretty reasonable for a run. You come all the way up from 50 cents. If you come up from 50 cents, you hit $5, that's a 10x. Can you really complain about that? Right? Like seriously, can you really complain? So that's why I put you guys right around $7 to $10 right now of where it's headed. I mean, you know, we got to be realistic about that, right? You know, so you know, I hear these bold predictions out here, and that's where I start to get a little upset and a little pissed off, is I hear these bold predictions of people, you know, just absolutely going crazy on the predictions, and that wrecks people. That wrecks people. Over there on TikTok, keep liking it, keep tapping that screen, y'all. Come on, man, get them likes up. Let's go. But that's what wrecks people, when people are way over bullish and they just give people false hopium, right? And you can go anywhere and find that, right? Like anybody, you can go anywhere and find it. So, you know, but Bitcoin, but you come here, you'll get the truth. You know, and if it goes to $15, that's great. That's phenomenal. That's even better. But I wouldn't set my expectation at that price point, I guess is what I'm saying. But yeah, the crypto bubbles over here on the daily look absolutely phenomenal. Looks like that everybody is gaining ground. We have gained back everything that we lost during that big liquidity pool. So a lot of the altcoins are exactly kind of where they were when that happened. So we've kind of gotten the majority of them gains back in a lot of these altcoins, which is a good thing because that was a terrible day in crypto. That was historic. But, you know, coming over here on the hourly, we're starting to get a little bit red over here on the hourly. So people are wondering, you know, what's going on? Why is the daily red? Why is the hourly not? Because you're starting to get into some of these overbought territories, right? Ondo's, look at, you're starting to get up to the top of this line here in these overbought territories. So you're going to have to cool off just a little bit throughout the day for that next pump to the upside, right? So, you know, that's why we're feeling it a little bit on the red on the hourly. I just think that we're kind of like even Pepe, you can start to see it turning a little bit. It's just kind of overbought right now. Got to cool off just a tad here to get that next run to the upside. So that's the only reason. I don't think that we're going to pull back tremendously today. I think that we're going to actually continue this run to the upside. You got SPX 6900 sitting right here right now. Again, you look at all of these are kind of in the overbought territory. So definitely looking for a sell signal on some of these so we can start to take some shorts on them and ride them down a little bit here. Just waiting for them signals to come in. We're on the 4-hour chart here, so definitely you can see Link as well sitting at $16.49 and 49 cents right now. Definitely getting up into that overbought territory there. So, you know, just when these things happen, you get people got to cool off. Solana 167 here, definitely up there as well. So we're gonna see here. Gonna see what happens. We may be taking some shorts today. Aster over here, it's just this one right here is kind of trading at the zero line, and it has the whole time. It's just kind of been holding steady, which makes sense for Aster. CZ owns so much of that. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for that thing really to dump down hard. So not to say that it can't happen, because anything can happen, but with CZ holding that thing up like he is, it kind of the floor is set, right? You got Jasmine, one that we really don't talk about a little bit. You can see Jasmine's getting ready to prime itself here for a short on the 4-hour. You see these there's about to be a cross right here. Definitely starting in the overbought territory. So a little dip on Jasmine here. Not too bad though. These cryptos are actually they had a good rally. XLM same situation, looking to be overbought up here. Definitely had a good run, Bell, back up to 30 cents. Love XLM. I think XLM's probably got some of the biggest gains in this bull market to be had yet. Love XLM. Love where XLM's at. Love the fact that they actually are one of the top 3 in real world tokenized assets right now as far as the money inflow goes. So loving where they're at, and I think they're primed for a run. And where we got here, we are currently looking at AVAX right here. Another one of these big plays I think is going to happen. Real world tokenized assets going on over there, gaming going on over there. Think they're ready. Think they're ready, and they're definitely showing their strength, right? So I'm looking at projects right now that are showing their strength right now in this push up and where the money flow is going. You look at XRP sitting here at $2.52, back up over that $2.50 mark, which is a key level for XRP. We talk about it all the time here on this channel. $2.50 is kind of where it should be sitting right now, and definitely worked its way back up there. But look at how high it's getting on this overbought territory right here, right? It's going to probably pull back into these moving averages right here. Probably get a little bit of a pullback here to these moving averages before we take that next move up. I can see by the end of the week, if everything keeps going the way that it's going, I can see XRP probably sitting at about $2.60, $2.70 by the end of the week. Think there's that big of a push up there. Everybody going to prime themselves for the spot ETF launches, especially if the government opens back up. They'll prime themselves for them spot plays, and then ride that wave up. You got Arbitrum sitting here at 30 cents right now. Like Arbitrum, like where it's at. You can start to see it pull back into these moving averages right here. So look for a little pullback there as well. Morpho, one that we don't really talk about a lot, but one that I'm really high on, sitting at $1.99 right now. This lending protocol over there on Base, and kind of doing what Aave's doing, and lending. It's a lending, and they're doing tremendous amount of volume over there from a lending standpoint. So up to about $1.99 right there, looking for that pullback back up into here, into these moving averages, looking for that pullback, and then we'll see where it heads from there, right? BNB doing pretty well, sitting right here inside of your moving averages. But again, you know, BNB is just steady Eddie, right? It's just steady, 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 right? Just steady, steady. Because it's about who owns the liquidity. Dash had a good run, like where Dash is right now. I actually like Dash a little bit more than I like Zbeck, just because I think Dash has a little bit more room to run. Zbeck is up there in price. We'll get there in a minute, but Dash just under the moving averages. You see it's being way oversold down here right now. This thing could possibly run back up in here. Run back up for a nice little run as the market pumps. So I like where Dash is right now. ICP had a monster run. You look at ICP was sitting down here right around $5 or so. Made a good run up to over $9. Where I've been watching this thing, made a good run over $9. Starting to pull back. You see where this is happening? Everything starts to pull back to the moving averages before it makes the next move to the upside. You can see ICP starting to sell off a little bit right now. Would have been a great short. Our indicators called it right there. Could have took the short right there. Could have still been riding this thing down. So definitely was a good opportunity for a short there. But now that this thing's sitting inside of these EMAs, we'll see if it can start to gain some strength up in here. But definitely would have been a good opportunity for a short right there on ICP. Would have made some good money. Where's the theory? Well, here's Zach. Here's Zach. Starting to come down a little bit. You look at $625, man. This thing had a monster run, just an absolute monster. Sitting up here, right around $759 up in that area, somewhere up in there. Give or take a little bit, but starting to pull back a little bit. Where is it starting to pull back to? Right back in the moving averages, right where you want it to be. So definitely look for a little bit of a pullback on Zach right now, but I don't think it's done running. IMX, we talk a lot about IMX. I like IMX sitting right inside of these moving averages. So definitely IMX is looking good here at 45 cents, looking pretty good. Pangu, you guys know I love Pangu. I think it's going to be a monster meme coin over there on that Solana chain. Who moves shit, sitting at a penny six, right in the EMAs. I do like this project a lot. But my boy Aerodrome, check out Aerodrome, man. Woo, baby. 107. We got as high as like 119 yesterday. So definitely a little bit of a sell-off going on Aerodrome right now, sitting at $1.07. But I will remind y'all that this thing was sitting down around 50-60 cents not too long ago. So when you look at it, this 4-hour chart, so you can just come down to like right up in here, and you're looking at like a 90 cent level, right here a couple days ago, 60, 80 cent level here a couple days ago, a couple days before that. So Aerodrome's on an absolute monster tear. This project right here just ain't no joke, man. I don't know what to tell y'all. Y'all be sleeping on Aerodrome, but I've been telling y'all, trying to tell you what's going on, what's good over there. And some of y'all are on it. Some of y'all missed the boat. Ethereum sitting at $3,589. Again, same situation as the rest. Wait for this bad boy to pull down here into the EMAs, and before you start to buy it. It's a little bit overextended right now on the 4 hours, so definitely hold off on that. But the one right here, guys, Ondo's absolutely it's sitting at 68 cents. This thing was beat down and all up in here, right around that 50 cent mark, right up in here. I was telling you guys on stream, I say, yo, this might be a good entry here. still a good entry at 68 cents because this thing likes to hang around 70, 75 cents. So I think it's going to work its way back up there, like where Ondo is right now. Just waiting for it to kind of pull back just a little bit before we go in. We'll probably take a long on Ondo at some point. As it, when it starts to get down up on this levels right here, we'll probably put a long in on that bad boy. See what's going on, see what's good with it. But the market itself, man, it's looking pretty good. XRP is looking good. Where's HBAR at today? HBAR's got to be at least on a little bit of a pullback. Chainlink's monster run, of course. Chainlink's on a monster run because Chainlink's that dog. Chainlink's that dog, baby. So HBAR sitting right here, 19 cents. HBAR is absolutely performing pretty damn well here, guys. Bouncing back up to that 19-cent level. Can it get back up to 20 cents? That's the key, right? Can it get back up there? Sui, we talked about Sui when Sui took that pull to about $1.95. And I said to you guys, I'm gonna go in here. And we were live on stream, and I said, look, I'm gonna go in. It was right around it got down to $1.91. I think it was right around $1.95 where I said, look, I'm going back into Sui. And definitely went back in, sitting back up at $2.18, looking really good. Like where this project is right now. And I think that they're gonna have a run. The other one I'm telling you guys to watch out for, just because I was doing a little bit of research on it over the weekend, and I think it's ready. Especially when it comes to real world tokenized assets, is Aptos. Aptos, I think they have some partnerships that are out there right now with BlackRock, a couple other people that are starting to move some real world tokenized assets over here to Aptos. Sitting at $3.26 right now. It's kind of beat down a little bit from where it was. I mean, let's pull this thing back on the yearly. It was up to $14.70, sitting at $3.25 right now. As I was doing more and more research on Aptos, I think that they're ready. There's a lot of venture capitalist money over there, right? A lot of venture capitalist money. So I think that they're really ready to roll this real world tokenized assets out. And with that venture capital money sitting over there, I don't know. There's just something in me that's saying that this thing's gonna go. I am gonna wait just a little bit before I get in, but I am telling you guys that it's something that I'm looking at really getting in. I'm going to wait for it to pull back just a little bit. I think it's got a pull back in it, but probably right around this. Let's look at it again. I'm looking probably to look at this thing when we look at it on the weekly here. If it can get to like anywhere in the $2 range, I'm probably gonna look to buy Aptos. If it pulls back just a little bit into that $2 range, it could be $2.90, it could be $2.95, it could be $2.97. I'm probably gonna be looking at adding Aptos to the bag. Oh man, I got Snow 2 heat. I ain't feeling it right now, dog. I ain't feeling that snow. But yeah, I'll probably look to add Aptos there. Anytime it's under $2, probably look to add it. It's just there's the more and more research I'm doing on it. There's just too much money over there, and there's just a lot of real world tokenized assets going on over there. So I'm not gonna, if it runs, I'm not gonna miss it. So I'm gonna probably, like I said, I'm gonna wait for it to pull back just a little bit. But yeah, I think Aptos is a play here. Just DG's opinion You know, if it doesn't do anything, you know, we'll see. But I like it. I like where they're headed, and I like the amount of money that's sitting over there. I like to follow the money, right? Follow the money. Getting over here because we're gonna get out of here in about 15 minutes here. Getting over here to some of our lower market cap plays that we kind of look at. Hyper swap. Oh, look at that big ass red candle. They sold the shit off on that thing. 20K. I really like this project. I tell you guys, I'm not gonna show it to you. Just go over to X and look at it yourself. You're gonna be pleasantly surprised on what you see if they can pull it off, man. But they're selling the hell out of that dang thing right now. White Monkey. I like White Monkey. It's a newer project. I like it. It's holding right around this $9 million market cap right now. It's holding right there. So definitely just showing some strength right there. Xceller, you guys know I'm not in an Xceller, but we'll talk about it because a lot of you guys are in Xceller. Holding pretty good, 8.16 mil. Not doing too bad. I mean, it's holding up in this market. It's gaining ground. Friday it was right around 7 mil. So you guys put about a mil on the chart over the weekend, which isn't terrible. So it's holding up, man. I'll give them credit. Like I told you guys before, I'll give credit where credit's due. And they seem to be holding up pretty well. What's Shield doing over there on base? What's Shield doing? Like Shield here, sitting around 80K right now. Like Shield, I don't know, there's something about that project I just like. Really no huge amount of news there, and you know, or anything, but I just kind of like that project. So we'll see what's going on over there. But let's get back over here to the blue chip, see what's going on. But take a drink of my coffee. Sitting at 105. So we came out of 106 here in Bitcoin. Came out of 106, probably just pulling right back into the moving averages. It's kind of probably what I'm thinking here. Just we'll go ahead and look at this chart. Probably just pulling right back into the moving averages, kind of where it should be. Yeah, just gonna pull back up in here today. Probably where we sitting right now with these moving averages. Right around 104.9, somewhere up in there. 104.9, 105. Could pull back just a little bit, just to cool off. It had a lot of pressure on it last night. To bring this thing up from where it was up to that 106.5 mark, it had a lot of buy pressure on it last night without any ETF volume. It had a lot of pressure. So wait for that. Wait for 9:30. Wait for the ETFs to wake up here in the United States. Wait for them to get rolling in Bitcoin over here. See where they push Bitcoin today. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum will get a push today off of the ETFs. I think they'll both get a nice push. So just right around 9:30. Junior, you better stop that. Talking about Canada being the 51st state. Yo, guys over there on TikTok, man, tap that like screen, y'all. Tap that like screen. I'm doing something a little different for you guys today. I'm actually kind of sharing my screen. So just kind of tap that like screen, guys. Just keep tapping. We don't got enough hearts over there. They're gonna start hitting me up in a minute. They're gonna start hitting me up and telling me that that we're not doing too much over there. So just start tapping that screen, man. And appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys on YouTube and X as well. And looking good, man. I do like where XRP sits right now, guys. It got back above that 250 mark. I know we keep kind of going back to it, but I kind of like where it sits. It in preparation of these ETFs coming out, right? You're gonna get a push up into these ETFs. You're gonna get a push up with the announcements of these ETFs. But like anything else, you'll get a sell-off on the ETF when they actually launched, and then you'll get that pump up. And I always tell you guys with the ETFs, if we're going to repeat history, it's kind of like the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. You have to give yourself about a month for them. Once they're all launched, about a month for them to settle in, right? For volume to start coming in, for them to settle in, and for the market really to adopt a couple of the ETFs as the primary ETFs, and all of that good stuff that's got to happen over there on the markets. Give yourself a month. I know that they're coming. They're imminent at this point. If the government opens, they're coming. They're going to flood the market, along with some more Solana ETFs that'll flood the market as well. So I can't wait for that to happen. But I do think that you're going to see a buy up of XRP into that ETF launch. You'll see a little bit of a drawdown when the ETFs are initially launched, and then you'll see that second pump, which I think my thought on that second pump of the ETFs is where you'll see your $7 XRP. I think that's when that's going to happen. So you gotta play the drawdown, right? You got to play the pump up, play the drawdown, and get to the second pump about a month after the ETFs are actually launched, because only 2 or 3 of them are actually going to make it. So you got to play that game, right? So let's see what else we got. Y'all, what else we got? But I do like XRP where it sits right now, because it fought, right? It fought to get itself back above that $2.50 mark, but it will pull back into these moving averages. But it kind of exhausted itself to get up there. It took a lot. SPX 6900 sitting here at 72 cents right now, sitting right inside of these moving averages. I think that this thing's ready to go back up to $1. This thing's ready to get back up over $1 here. We're bullish today, y'all. We're bullish. Then they'll vote. Then they'll vote again. They're in. Hold on. Yeah, we gotta get through the shutdown. It's gotta go to the Senate. It's gotta go back to the Senate, and then it's gotta go to the House, because it's not the clean CR that the House sent over for the government shutdown, guys. It's not the clean CR that the House sent over to the Senate that they've been voting on for like 18, 20 times. So this is a new proposal coming out of the committee in the Senate. So it's got to go to the full Senate, and then that's got to be voted on, and it's got to go back to the House for any changes or anything that they may want to put into it. And if they make any changes to the bill, it's got to go back to the Senate for their approval, blah, blah, blah. And the dog and pony show will go on, right? But what we're hoping for, right, is we're hoping that this new proposal can get it's made its way out of committee, that it can get to the full Senate, right? That it can get to the full Senate, get a vote, get enough to make it go, get enough to make it pass, right? And then get over to the House, which means the House has got to actually get back to Washington, because they just kind of been hanging at home, chilling, while people are in food lines and stuck in airports. So they just kind of been at home chilling. And, they got to get back to Washington. They got to get a vote on this thing. And hopefully they don't make any changes to it. And then it can go right to finalization. So, it's a situation that we got to work ourselves out of, right? And there's no crying in politics, y'all. And it's gonna be what it's gonna be when it's gonna be it, and let's just hope that it's somewhat of a good deal for everybody. And nobody's actually, like I said earlier when we first started, nobody's gonna get everything they want. You know, nobody's gonna get everything they want, and everybody's just got to kind of quit whining, quit crying, quit bitching, quit acting like little punks, and take the best deal you can get. Sometimes you just have to take the best deal you can get, and that's kind of where we are. Uh, you know, what else we got going on today before we get up out of here? Yeah, but I don't know. It's important. It's important to the people. We got gold moving higher today over the 4,000 mark, over 4,000, 4,300. Got 4,100. I'm sorry. Got back over that 4,000 mark. Like where gold is, like where gold is, like where gold is. A lot. So, definitely appreciating where gold is right now. So, and why? Because the more gold pushes up, theoretically, the more you should see BTC push up, right? The more you should see BTC push up. So with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get out of here today. And it is a good Monday, right? It's a good Monday, and appreciate every single one of you guys. We're a little bit bullish today. Watch the markets. Watch how the markets open up today. Let's see if the ETFs can't give Bitcoin a push. Ethereum will push today. And with the Solana ETF out there, the staking ETF, maybe Solana will get a little bump up as well. Big Watch, dude, I see you. I see you, dog. I see you. No problem, Big Watch, man. Always, dog. But yeah, I think maybe hopefully Bitcoin can get a push up. Ethereum can get a push up. We may see a little bit of a push, hopefully, from the Solana staking ETF that's over there. Maybe we can get a little push off of that as well. Let's hope, right? Getting a little bit more bullish, but we still have some things that we need to take care of in the macro. And part of that we need to take care of in the macro is we have these challenges that are right in front of our face, right? So we got to get this shutdown taken care of. And then after that, after we get this shutdown taken care of, we got to deal with the tariff issue, right? The tariff issue that's sitting in the Supreme Court right now. Got to deal with that. Got to see where that unfolds, right? And then once that's done, we got to turn around and turn our attention to China, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on in the macro. I know people talk about a lot. They talk about the quantitative easing, the liquidity that's coming into the market, all of this stuff, right? And all of it's positive stuff. So I look at it as all being a positive, right? It's all good stuff. But we also still have this macro that we have to deal with as well, that we got to take care of. You must have fell. Someone says I must have fell above my head, man. No, man, it's just like I'm kind of looking at this market and it's like, okay, so did we bounce off the bottom? For now, did we bounce off the bottom, and are we going to slowly grind ourselves up? But I say what I say because there's a lot of bullish stuff that's going on in this market, and this market's really starting to bounce back in a very positive way, right? But there's a lot of macro stuff that we got to deal with, and we got to get this government shutdown over, and it looks like they're coming to somewhat of a resolution, and that's got to happen, and it's got to happen quickly, right? Because people are hurting, man. You don't want to see your soldiers out here in the food lines, man. That's just not what you want to see. That's not a good look, man. That's not where we are as a country. We're better than that, right? We're better than that. So we got to get that taken care of, right? And then, like I said, you got to turn your attention to tariffs and what the Supreme Court's gonna rule on the tariff situation. Is it legal? Is it not legal? If they rule that it's not legal, it's going to be an absolute freaking mess out here, man. it's gonna be a mess. So and then you got to turn your attention to China after that. What type of trade deal do you have going on right now? And China's actually playing this thing pretty smart, because really China doesn't have to negotiate with anybody until after the Supreme Court rules on whether or not the tariffs are even legal. Because if the Supreme Court comes back and says the tariffs aren't even legal, then China really has to give up nothing, right? Everything goes back to the way it was. And so they're kind of actually playing this thing pretty smart. They're just kind of holding back and doing nothing until that ruling comes down. And that's probably what you're going to see a lot of countries do. So that ruling is important. That's on the macro. Also on the macro, you have quantitative easing coming in December, which means they're going to start printing money, which is a good thing. You have a lot of money getting ready to come into the system, which should be good for risk on assets like crypto. Good morning, Kelcher. I seen you come in, and you're going to have a lot of risk on assets. That'll be good for risk on assets. All that good stuff. And these subsidies going to these insurance companies. Do they send? There's a proposal out there that they send the checks back to the people that are getting them and say, go shop your own healthcare. I don't know if I'm against that, right? Obviously the money only can be spent on insurance, but I don't know if I'm against that. I think that might be a good way to go. These insurance companies, their profits are at their all-time highs right now. So, and our health is at a low. So obviously the system that we have may not be working the way that we intended it to work. So what's wrong with trying something a little different? I guess I don't know. If it gets the shutdown over, then just do it. So if the Supreme Court shoots down tariffs, then no 2K, no 2K stimmy. I don't think you're getting a 2K. I think that 2K stimmy is more of a talking point than anything. I don't necessarily see how it's going to happen. And if it does happen, it's probably going to happen for a select group of people, not for all Americans, which I'm not against either. I'm not against, that may be a controversial topic here, but I'm not against that. Like, I think that in order for you to get a stimulus check from the government, you probably should have paid into the government, right? You probably should have paid some taxes into the government, and you probably should have contributed, to the government. So, if you didn't contribute to the government, you didn't contribute to the tax base, you probably shouldn't see the benefits of a stimulus check. And by contributing to the government, what I mean is, if you get a tax return, right? If you actually get a tax return, that means that you paid more taxes or you got more deductions than what you've actually paid in. So you overpaid. So you probably shouldn't, it's kind of like, do you get the stimmy or do you not get the stimmy? I don't know. I think you must have paid in or you must have been working. There needs to be some rules and regulations to these stimulus packages, or you must have worked for a certain amount of time, 12 months out of the year in order to get it or something like that. You go to your employment, you go to your job, and they give out bonuses and things like that, or pay raises and bonuses and things like that. They don't give it to everybody. It's not an all for one and one for all, right? You had to have been with the company for six plus months, right? You at least had to have been there. You know what I mean? So there's got to be some parameters to that. And that'll be kind of controversial because people will say, hey, but them are the people who need it, and they're less fortunate and they need it more than other people need it, and so on and so forth. But do they really? You get rent subsidies, you're getting food stamps, you're getting free medical, you're getting free, you know what I mean? Do you need it more than somebody who's going to work, for 40 or 50 hours a week, paying for their own health insurance, paying taxes, and don't get the benefits that everybody else gets, so that now your grocery bill literally went up 100% in the past 24 months. Did somebody who's getting assistance, and I don't dog people that are getting assistance. If you need it, get it. But let's just be honest about the situation. Did your grocery bill really truly go up 100%? You know, did that money come out of your pocket, right? Did that money come out of your pocket? You know, unfortunately, I'm a strong, I'm a strong. Um, yeah, I mean, people go one way or the other, Big Watch, right? Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know, like, at what point, is enough, right? At what point is, do you say, okay, you know, we're here to help, we want to help everybody, but here's the line, here's the cutoff. You guys can't participate in this particular program, right? So, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anything wrong with telling somebody that they can't have something. I just don't. I don't see a problem with that. You know what I mean? Uh, I don't see a problem with telling somebody, hey, you didn't. We do it all the time at work, right? You're at work and you have some of your employees, hey, you're not going to get the bonus this year because you didn't perform the way that you needed to perform, right? There's nothing wrong with telling people, hey, you're not going to get a stimulus check because you didn't put enough into the economy, or whatever the stipulation is, you didn't work enough, you didn't put enough in, whatever it is. There's nothing wrong with telling somebody, hey, you can't, you didn't meet the qualifications. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. It's called being an adult, right? It's called being an adult, and it's called taking responsibility, right? And that's two things that the American people in a lot of these other countries can get themselves back to, is be adults and take responsibility. You know what I mean? Take responsibility and be an adult. And if you do them two things, you'll be fine, right? So with that, guys, man, we're back on it on Wednesday, guys. We're out of here, man. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Let's do this. Let's ride this pump up, baby. Let's ride this pump up on a Monday morning. Wake up. Let's go. We're out of here. Peace.